Women up. Women up.
Woman up.
Women up. Women up. And me say W to the O to the M-A-N. The Woman Up show fi empower women. A safe space to learn and to dream big. Fi know your word and remind you is a big thing. On News Talk 93 FM is a Sheba Cornwall, the energy queen. Creating a community fi all the queens. We fix up your crown when it start to lean. We fix up your crown when it start to lean. We fix up your crown when it start to lean. Creating a community fi all the queens. We fix up your crown when it start to lean. Let's women up, women up, the Woman Up show for you. Women up, women up, women up, the Woman Up show for you. Women up, let's women up, cause we're full of strength. Women up, more confidence. Woman be independent. You're right. Women up, women up.
Listen, virtual land on a festive like me festive. Welcome to Build That Brand Girl 2023. And of course, my name is Chantal Brand and I will be your host for the next 3 Power Wow sessions. So, those who are here, those who are ready, just put some in the chat. My team will be seeing it. My team will let me know. Say, yeah, man, everybody in there. So just give me that little art. Give me a little art. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, excited. Me, guys, I am reading the comments. I'm reading. Yeah. I love that. So big up yourself, Alia. Wow. Guys, I am so excited to be here. Listen, hard work. Get this together. I have to big up my team. I have to big up Aishiba. Yeah, ready? I love that. Again, my name is Chantal Brand, and I will be your host for this session and the other 2 sessions within this Build That Brand Girl 2023. Right? So today we're just gonna make sure that we get you in the frame of mind to understand, unpack. So you're going to get the skills, you're going to get the tools, and you're going to dig into yourself deep, assessment, and then you're going to move on. At the end of the day, you're not supposed to be the same person you started as here in this session. You should get some knowledge, get some inspiration just to make that change and move quite further. All right? So, because it's Woman Up, we have to understand where Woman Up is coming from. So right now, I'm going to introduce to you the Woman Up founder, the woman, the captain of the ship, Miss Aishiba Cornwall. She will be letting you know what's going on, what's Woman Up. Aishiba, come through. Yeah, girl. Woo!
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. Hey, wanna come out, wanna come right out. And I'm so excited about today's session. It's going to be so fun. You're going to learn so much. I think you understand. There are 2 proper people now have. Y'all literally have a whole public relations specialist. Like, this is what she does. You understand me? And you have a whole digital marketing consultant. It's going to be amazing. But I just wanted to give some information about who we are at the core as Woman Up. We started last year, Chantal. Can you believe last year? It's been 1 year. And it really started because I was tired of going to Google to try to understand certain things. And I'm like, why is there nobody in Jamaica teaching me how to do this? And I'm like, all right, y'all not going to teach me. Let me do it myself. So what makes us unique is the fact that we don't know everything, but we're willing to learn, and we're willing to teach other young women in Jamaica that as well. So we're all learning together. You understand me? And so I'm really excited about where we're coming from, where we're going. So far, the journey has been so good. This is our first power session, but we do have our radio show that airs on New Start 93 FM every single Wednesday. And last year, Chantal, you would have remembered that we did a What's Next Youth Conference session for young people, where we impacted over 200 young people in Jamaica, which is amazing. And we even, I think last year, October, we were able to cop the partnership impact award, social impact award from the US Embassy at their stakeholders dinner last year. So that was great. And even better things to come in, up, people. So I just want to stick around and stay. And that's really it from me, Chantal. I don't want to take up no more time because I have my book. You don't believe me? I have my book ready for come learn as well from both Michelin and Monique. So period. Period.
I
You
see
know,
because
so
we extra. Sorry, Ashiba. You see because we extra. We just want what I want for us to do. If you have a book and you have paper, please just take a look at one picture, take it, tag me on Instagram. Because we're gonna see that one day now. For sure, we're gonna see that on Instagram. But listen, and we're not come here for sit down and look pretty. We're not come here for just take up space. We'll come here for garner some knowledge so that we can, of course, build build us in a different way. Of course, we did that build. Of course, we have foundation, but we need a little bit more. We need a little cement. We need a little water. We need a little steel. You know, we have built. You understand? That is it. If I am correct, me soon say yeah in the chat. Like yeah. Like YEAHHH. Yeah. Put the yeah in the chat. Ready? Man, I see it. Yeah, see that Shiva? All right. All right. Me go out on. I'm not fighting right now. But ladies, I don't know if we have gentlemen right here, but ladies, for what I'm seeing, now is the time we are getting to the meat of the matter. You understand? So we are going to invite the amazing woman that will be talking about defining your personal brand. She is known as the great. I will call her the great because I have seen her in so many capacities just doing the thing. When I talk about women that are unapologetically them and stepping out into spaces that they belong and taking up space, we talk about this nice, clean lady. She is none other than Miss Michelle Ann Littman. So let me just give you some overview about Michelle Ann. She has 15 years experience in developing and implementing and executing targeted communication strategies and techniques for corporate companies, SMEs, and individual brands. Her expertise in the public relations, corporate communications, internal communication. You hear how much Asians she have? Yeah, marketing and brand experience. She's a trained journalist, and Michelin's skill set has helped several organizations streamline its internal and external communications. In 2020, Michelle Ann pioneered the all-woman online talk show Everyday Boss, Bells, let me say, and she has been credited with being the first ever talk show host to interview the one and the only, the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jacqueline Biseso McKenzie. Yeah, she do that, and everybody can do that. Star, however, acknowledge star. So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, help me to welcome none other than Miss Michelle Ann Lettman. Woo!
Hi, ladies. Good morning. Good morning. I'm maneuvering several things, so let me just do a check-in. So all the lovely ladies that are here, I just want you to say, yeah, girl, in the comments so I can see them pop up. So I'll see them across my screen and I'll know that you're here. I hope we are ready for what I promised to be an immersive, engaging, and interactive session. I just want to know I'm all go for my slideshow so I can bring up my presentation. Yeah, okay. That is it. So we are ready. Who is ready to build that brand? All right. Firstly, let me say thank you, Aishiba, for the opportunity. It's always a pleasure to impart knowledge to my fellow women. We did not have this platform, not even, I would say, 5 years ago in terms of access like that. 10 years ago, I graduated university from 2008. I wonder where some of y'all was in 2008. You can drop that in the comments as well as we get into the meat of the matter, okay? So Chantal gave a lot about me, but I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. So hello, my name is, and I'm gonna ask you guys as well to just drop your names in the chat. Again, I will see them come across the screen. So just let me know if anything, and I see any particular name, I will pick on some people as well. Alicia, you were in basic school? No, man. No, man. And I make me feel old now. Of course, I am Michelin Letman, and this slide here just gives you a snapshot of my social media presence. I'm going to ask you guys to just tell me, what do you see when you look at some of these images? What comes to mind? Do you think you can, get an insight into who I am? Drop a descriptive word. Do you think I'm fun? Do you think I'm serious? Do you think I'm family oriented? Do you think that I'm a professional, the life of the party? Drop some descriptive words in there and let me know what you think. So that's me in a snapshot there. And how I would describe myself, I consider myself a celebrator of life, right? And celebrating life is something that I do. Thank you, Alia. Yes, I do value my family. I love to celebrate myself, and I love to celebrate people around me, my friends, my family, my team members, my clients. I'm very supportive. I will show up for people when there is something very important happening in their lives, or even no matter, it could be like we want to go to the beach, they're not feeling too well. I'm going to be there, even though I may not want to go in the water because I'm not a big lover of the sand, but I'm going to come to the beach, find a cool spot, lay out, and just let you enjoy yourself, right? I am a strategic and creative marketing communicator, and I'm an entrepreneur now, helping clients to build their brand using the power of public relations. So outside of everything, there's so much facets to who we are as people, right? So this is just a snapshot of my life. But when you look at my social media platforms, if you Google my name, there will be some things that are very consistent that you will see about who I am. All right. So let's get into the meat of the matter. Who is ready to learn about branding? All right. What is a brand? A brand, there are several definitions. If you look on Google or search or read a book, there will be varying definitions. But at the heart of it, branding is defining, promising, and delivering a unique brand experience consistently, right? So whether that is through your personal brand or through a brand that you establish, for example, your business, it is defining, promising, and delivering a unique brand experience. And the key word there is consistency, right? So if you're defining yourself, Michelin Letman, somebody must be able to say something consistently about me, no matter what space I am in, right? So when we talk about brand, we're talking about brand in a very holistic way, but all the principles here that I'm talking about will be applicable to building your personal brand. Another definition is a brand is a product, service, or concept that is publicly distinguished from other products. And start to think about the things and the brands that you interact with, whether it's a product or service or even an individual. And you will start to see that all these people have very distinguished features about them. Some may be good because brands are brands regardless. They can be good and they can be bad. So we have to know where we want to fit in. And I'm sure all the women here, the lovely young ladies here want to have a very solid and good and reputable brand presence. Correct? So let me see you type in correct in the comment section. And then finally, another definition, a name, symbol. Yes, I love it. People are listening. A name, symbol, or other marker that businesses use to distinguish their products from competitors, right? So what are some of the key things from this slide that you learn? We talk about consistency, right? We talk about distinguishing your brand. So you must stand out, stand apart, right? And your brand can either be a product, a service, or individually yourself. All right. I love this slide. And if you guys can remember this, I think it is something that you can apply to your personal brand. And even if you're building a brand, a business, a company, anything, and it has an acronym that uses blueprint, right? And blueprint stands, the brand stands for B, blueprint, and that is a brand is a master plan of your customer experience, right? So you must have a plan, a relationship. So you must have a relationship with the people, the audience. It is your thoughts, your feelings, and a psychological relationship between a business and a customer. So when you think about what kind of relationship do you foster with other people, right? What's the promise? Promise again comes here. Agreement. What is it that you're promising the people that come in contact with you personally, or the product or service that you're delivering? When people engage with you, do they leave feeling sad? Do they leave feeling happy? Do they leave feeling dissatisfied? Do they leave feeling like I just dealt with a very unkind person? So all these things are important to develop in your brand. Nature, and that is the brand's inherent nature, your personality, your character, your style, what it is that you're going for. Again, if you look, these are all intertwined. What's the association that you want people to have? Aishiba, what is it that Aishiba want people to leave with? When I look at Aishiba's page, for example, I feel that she's saying, okay, I'm a woman who is empowering other women. And this platform is a perfect example of that. And here we go again, distinctive. Your brand must be distinctive. There are similar businesses. No idea is novel. I tell people that. But at the same time, there must be something that makes your platform, your brand stands out and is unique. Everybody following me so far? Okay, I hope you're still with me. All right. And we have our checklist, right? So we defined the brand. Now we need to build. What are the tenants? So we need our checklist. I hope you have your pen and your paper ready. I hope you've been making notes. Firstly, who and what are you, right? And who you are is not just your name or the school you went to. That makes up a part of your journey and your experience. But when you're describing who and what you are, you need to be able to get people to look deeper into, okay, what does this person stand for? Again, what's your personality? You have to really think about that, really dig deep. Think about the descriptive words that you want to use, what your audience will say. Are you innovative? Are you dependable? Do you want to be seen as fun, sexy, inspirational? What are some of the things that you want to be known for? Why do you exist? And no, it's not just to make money, right? If you only exist to make money, you will not be successful, right? Because people will know that's the only reason you're in business. That's the only reason why you're doing what you're doing. For example, again, I will use the platform that we're on. Aishiba is having this very educational, inspirational informative session. And did anybody pay to get here? No, because she's trying to empower other women and to give you the tools and resources for you to build your brand. So it's not about money. So I'm sure Aishiba knows why she exists. Why did she start Woman Up? What's the purpose? So you have to think about your why, and your why should be focused on a conviction, right? Who in here has a conviction? Do you have a personal belief that you're saying, I want to do something to help based on this conviction that I have, right? And if there's anybody that wants to share what their conviction is, whether it's to rescue animals, to save animals, whether it's to empower other women, whether it's to provide sanitary items to women, young girls in schools that can't afford it. There's so many things. Do you care about the environment, the planet? Let me see some of the things that you guys deeply care about. So when you start your business, it's not just about making money. So whether you sell beauty products, clothing, why it is that you're selling clothing? Do you want women to feel good, to be confident? So everything that you do, you're going to get the support based on your why, right? It's not about the products and the service that you actually offer. Sometimes it's really about why are you doing this? Why you will be successful. And of course, in the words of somebody I deeply admire, who is your target audience? And according to Crystal Tomlinson, not everybody are gonna be a cup of tea, right? Not everybody is gonna be your cup of tea. So when you're defining the people that you want to interact with, both personally and professionally, right? It can't be everybody. It cannot be everybody. This is not for everybody. This session is not for everybody. Again, Aishiba defined her audience. It's for young women, particular age, particular demographic, so on and so forth. There are no men on this call, and if they are, they got in because a girlfriend of theirs let them in, right? So they'll be getting some additional information from women that they don't need. So you can't want to be, everybody can't be a customer. Everybody cannot be your customer. Keshan, very nice to help teenage girls facing various social issues. That's Keshan's why. That's very nice, right? So I love the feedback and the engagement. The only thing missing now is to see your faces actually, but I really love the engagement. So let's go over checklist. Who and what you are. So what's your brand personality? What people can expect when they come in contact with you? What are the words you want people to use to describe you, right? The why. And for me, the why is at the core of everything. So if you leave here not remembering anything, I really want you to think deeply about your why. And thirdly on our checklist is, who is your target audience? Not everybody. Some people like ginger tea, some people like green tea, some people like coffee. I hate coffee. I don't drink coffee. So Starbucks or none of those coffee places is not for this girl, right? But Kendall with them ginger tea, got a customer in this girl, all right? Because there's no sugar. So, look at those things. Think about yourself when you go to the supermarket or go to certain stores. Why do you go there? Think about it. Sometimes it's not just because we enjoy that particular product, but because of the brand association, right? All right, let's get into your brand name, right? We all have our government names, right? And a lot of us, that's what people know us by. That's what people call us by from we going to school, right? Yeah, Tiana, I love some ginger tea. I love that, right? But guys, have you ever come across some brand names that just makes you go, okay, I'm not going to do business with these people? And while preparing for this presentation and looking at how I want to present, I came across some names and I'm like, okay, wow, how do these people manage to stay in business? So what's in a name? Let's look at some here. Anal Tech. Would you do business with a company called Anal Tech? Masturbate and Tackle. Can you guess what kind of brand store? If somebody can guess that, just for the fun of it, what kind of store is called Masturbate and Tackle? Then you have one, Pass More Gas. So let's have some fun with these. Just drop in the chat. Yes, Tony Shay, it's very laughable. Drop in the chat. Tiana says sex toys. Tiana, I want to tell you, it's a fish. Exactly. Monique, it is a fishing supplies store called Masturbate and Tackle. Yes. Bait, like what fishermen use, right? Pass More Gas and Propane. I think we both understand that, but the whole Pass More Gas is very laughable, right? At first glance, I never thought that anything was wrong with Salmonella Chicken Palace, but who can tell me what's really wrong with Sam and Ella's chicken when you say it all in one? Monique, you're too bright, you know. Monique, Eden, yes. Who wants to eat chicken? We all know that salmonella is bacteria. If you get that, if you eat chicken that's raw or has bacteria, you will get sick, right? So even though Sam and Ella are two people who are figured just luckily probably brothers and sisters or a couple, happen to start this Chicken Palace restaurant, I think they should have thought twice about that. Yeah, these names are not given, but there are business names out there, right? Morning Hood Company. Now tell me now, why would somebody name a business like that? And then Damas Taco. Who would eat from Damas Taco? I certainly would not. I would simply laugh when I pass some of these places. So guys, when you're coming up with your business names, please do some research. Let's not get carried away, okay? Please. Right? So that was a light moment for us to realize that we know some very popular names out there that, are always top of mind. But when you really dig deep, there are some businesses and brands that are out there that I certainly would not be eating, purchasing gas, going there for any fish supplies, because these names are just totally off the wall, and I would not be entering the store to conduct any business. But if you note the statistics there, it says 72% of consumers make purchases based on brand names. Who in here does that, right? And then, of course, your identity, your logo. What makes up your logo? And your logo is really what customers will identify you with. And sometimes, though that's the case, a lot of people simply just know you by your name. But most companies, most businesses have a logo that's their mark. And what I want to say before I even get into the different parts of a logo, because that's not my forte, this is for information. If you're going to design a logo for your business and brand, I encourage you, I implore you, please get a professional graphic artist to design your logo. Do not use logo generators, right? You will end up with a logo that you cannot copyright or anything like that. So you cannot own it. And more than likely, you will end up with a logo that somebody else has. Right? So these are some basics, right? Keep your logo simple, keep it memorable, keep it timeless, keep it relevant, and ensure that it's versatile. And versatility is the places that you use your logo. So you're going to have it on your website, you're going to have it on social media, but you're going to also have it on brand collaterals. If you want to put up a billboard, or you want to put it on a t-shirt or any other memorabilia. It's timeless. That's looking at the different fonts that you use, Memorable, is there anything special or stand out about it, and it's relevant. This is where I think a lot of logos get it wrong, because it's not relevant. It doesn't, you can't look at the logo and really tell what it's about, right? And relevance can be whether you use a symbol, whether you use certain elements or icons in your logo. But the key part of building your logo is to ensure that you consult with a graphic artist. Okay, I hope that is very clear. Graphic artists, do not attempt this on your own. Clear? Puts clear as mud, crystal clear. Clear as mud is for those who not following me. Crystal clear if you're following me so far. All right. And you can lighten your logo to really how Aishiva said this is a trick. Crystal clear, yes. And when we talk about brand and your personal brand, you can lighten your logo to how you present yourself, right? When people look at you, what do they see? Are you keeping it simple? Are you making it memorable? Is your attire timeless? Are you relevant? Are you yourself relevant? Are you versatile? Right? So even while we're talking about brands and brand in the very traditional sense about building a business and brand, everything that we're speaking about here is applicable to you, right? Your name, right? However you want to go by yourself, whether it's a government name or you come up with something. My government name is Micheline Letman. I call myself Micheline the Parabelle. Most people, that's what they call me now. It's a name. It's pretty clear. PR, figure that's my profession. That's what I'm good at. That's my expertise. And Belle means a beautiful girl who stands out, like Belle off the ball, right? So right off the bat, my name is already one that represents standing out. So when you're giving yourself a name, you want to be very clear on what that is. All right. Brand colors. We don't want to get crazy here. All right. And we all know there's some psychology to colors, the use of colors, the mood that people are in when they see certain colors, when you wear certain colors. There's an ongoing joke with me and my friends. When they ask me what my favorite color is, I ask them, what's the reason? It depends. I don't have a favorite color. The color is really dependent on how I'm feeling, what's the occasion. So I don't have one color that I can just call out and say, that's my favorite color. My colors are seasonal. Anybody has a favorite color, like definitively put that in the chat for me. My brand name is my actual name. Is that okay? For sure, Alicia, that's okay. A lot of people use their name, and one of the most famous personal brand names in the world is somebody's first name. Who can guess what's one of the most famous, or probably the most famous personal brand name? Somebody says pink, point blank. People think pink is my favorite color. I actually own probably 2 pieces of pink clothing. The pink was selected. Pink was selected very specifically and purposely for my business for a particular reason. Shoshana says Fenty. There is one name, Kim Kardashian. No, one name, it's only a first name. That's the most famous personal brand in the world. All right. Alicia says TK Reed. I see somebody said Beyonce, Rihanna. Okay. All right. Not where I'm going, but we're getting there. But okay. So brand colors now. Let's quickly go through what brand colors represent, and maybe you will get some ideas when you see some of the descriptors associated with colors, what color you think you would decide for your brand. So quickly, red is excitement, strength, love, energy. Passion is also a part of red. When people wear red, red lipstick, they say evokes some sultry sexiness, passion. Orange, confidence, success, bravery, sociability. Yellow, creativity, happiness, warmth, cheer. But there's also a flip side to some of these colors, because yellow can also be a depressing color as well. So sometimes it depends on the space, again, that these colors are used in, right? So you can spend some time and do some more research in terms of the industries that some of these colors are used. In terms of green, nature, healing, freshness, quality. A lot of health stores use green as part of their brand colors, if you notice that, because it's about nurturing and healing and healthiness. Green also represents prosperity and growth. Blue represents trust, peace, loyalty, competence. A lot of technology companies use blue because it symbolizes that security and trust. Pink, they have compassion here, sincerity, sophistication, sweet. It's also very feminine, right? Purple, royalty, luxury, spirituality, ambition. Brown, dependable, rugged. When you think about rugged, Timberland, for example, is a brand that comes to mind. Trustworthy, simple. Black, of course, we know black represents sophistication as well, security, formality, dramatic. Again, very wide contrast in terms of some of the words, and it all goes back to how it's used. White, clean, simplicity, innocence, and honest, right? Anybody can think of any particular brand they wish to share. Alicia says green is her favorite color, sage green. I feel like I'm every color. Wow. Yes, sometimes I feel like that as well, Alicia. Tell me, any brand come to mind in terms of a particular color that stands out to them, that represents? When I think about pink, for example, I think about Victoria's Secret pink. Is there any color that comes to mind? Yellow, for example. When I think about yellow, I think about McDonald's, the arch in McDonald's, the yellow arch. Is there any brand that comes to mind with colors that stands out? Red, KFC. A lot of restaurants have red in their brand. And the inset of that shows the colors for some of the most popular colors for some industries. And you see where red is large there for restaurants. Blue for airlines, as you see, blue for communications, as I said, technology, black for apparel, and silver for automotive industries. And I mentioned green as a bonus for health food stores, etc. Sagicor, blue and green. Bath and Body Works, that blue and white checkered pattern. Okay, financial institutions love blue because it represents security and trust as well. Okay, blue for Twitter, yes, goes back to communication. Can anyone guess the most popular brand color that's used? The most popular brand color that's used across industries. Anybody can make a guess? Drop them in the comments. Okay, Zara Williams says blue. Any more? Okay. Blue is actually correct, but yes, so what a lot of people are going very modern and monochromatic, but blue is indeed the correct answer. Blue remains one of the most popular color used for brands because of, they say, the way it makes you feel. As you see, even most apparel is in blue. It's a color that makes people feel calm, and I think that has to do with the fact that I think the largest things on earth are blue, which is the sky and the ocean, right? So just to recap, when you choose your brand colors, You want to think about how people feel, and even think about it. Let's sometimes get practical. When you wear certain colors, sometimes people react differently to you. Sometimes you put on a bright yellow dress and automatically you feel more cheerful, or your people are drawn to you because of just how bright and bubbly the color is. When you wear certain colors, when you put on red on your lips, people automatically assume that you have a date, right? Because it's so bold and sultry, right? When you have on black, a lot of people assume that, it's serious business. We wear a lot of black suits, at least traditionally, when you're going for interviews. But then you wear black for sophistication when you're going to an award ceremony, right? So again, colors have a lot to do with where we are, how we want to feel, and how we want other people to feel, right? So determine your brand identity and a personality and pick colors that represent that. And a key tip here, right? When you're choosing colors for your logos, very basic information. You have to have a base color, right? For example, my company logo, POWR Bell, the base color is pink. The accent color is white. And a neutral color is black, right? And when you're doing your logo and your brand colors, it must always be able to translate and look nice in black, white, and just general neutral colors. If your logos do not look good in black or white, that means it just doesn't look good. Because if they don't look good in those neutral colors, it will not look good in any other color that you select. All right. All right. So how do we communicate our brand, right? Again, whether this is your personal brand or your business brand, how do you communicate? These days, I know all of you are on social media, right? Drop the social media platforms that you're currently on. Lead with the most popular ones, the one that you're most active on, right? But when you think broadly now, if you have customers, so even if you're offering a service, even if you're doing coaching, consultation, right? You want to ensure that you have varying channels. Do you have a website for your personal brand? Are you offering, Alicia, are you offering free walk coaching? I don't know. I think Alicia is a model, if I recall, from her social media. I've seen Alicia on social media. So if you have a social media platform, okay, how are you using it to communicate? Kishan, you're on Twitter, right? TikTok and Instagram, Alyssa Henry, right? If you're selling something, if you're selling actual products, do you have a storefront? Right? In this day and age, it's easy. There's so many free website builders, right? Have you secured your domain name, guys? It is easy and inexpensive. If you have a business name idea, even your name, I have about 12 domain names, right? I have variations of my name, variation of my business, as well as other projects that I'm working on, right? So you want to, at least, if you're gonna use your name and your likeness and image to stand out as part of your brand, you have to secure that name. I want to tell you that even celebrities, they don't have websites with their name. They have to do variations, right? Because there are people who steal their names, do the domains, and then they have to buy it back. So like Aishiba building her brand, Aishiba, I hope you have a website. Next thing somebody I say, yeah man, this girl, she gonna make it, so I'm gonna take her name. So when she make it and want her brand name, she have to pay me, right? GoDaddy is one option. I don't purchase from GoDaddy. There's a lot. You have Hosting Joy, you have Bluehost, you have Namecheap, right? You can consult with like a web developer because there are different technicalities to sometimes where you purchase and then where you build your website and the hosting. So I would encourage you, in terms of purchasing it, you can go through GoDaddy, but I would say talk to somebody who develop websites. Or if you're going on Wix is a very popular website builder. You can check that out. Tiana said I was recommended against GoDaddy. Yeah, a lot of people for some reason these days are saying GoDaddy is very difficult. But do some research. I've purchased a number of names on Namecheap, right? Namecheap.com. So you can check that out. And I am my web developer is using Hostinger right now to do some web development. Wix I've found to be very good in terms of building your website, but they're also expensive in terms of managing other add-ons, right? So just do some research around some of the best options, but I encourage you to have your business name registered, your own name, if that's the way you want to go, right? So we have websites. If you have a storefront, a lot of people are not doing brick and mortar anymore, but you must have online presence, your social media presence, how you package your products, how you advertise, how you send direct emailers, how you show up in interviews, right? So interviews from a PR perspective, when you go, if you get invited to a TV program, right? What is it that you're wearing? Do you know the rules around that? Young people, a lot of this information, you're being guided, but it also means cheap as in inexpensive. Alicia says Namecheap. That would be an interesting brand name, right, Alicia? But you want to do more research, right? So when I come here and give you some of this basic information, and I have half an hour to present, I don't have enough time to expound and go into a lot of it, right? So I'm giving you nuggets for you to go and do further research, right? So when you're doing all these things, your website, your storefront, your social media, if you have a product to package, when you're doing your advertisement, it all must be cohesive, right? Stay consistent with your brand message. Your brand communication, no matter what the platform, must be consistent. Of course, we tailor the message to the varying platforms. So if you're sending a text message, it can't look the same like what you'd write out an ad copy on your website or that you'd put in a newspaper ad. When you have an interview on the radio or TV, you have more leverage to articulate. So definitely, right? The messages will be tailored in terms of format, but the essence of what you're saying and how you look and present yourself should be the same. Tiana says, someone I know in the digital space said it's difficult to customize and they don't communicate with you very well. Research is important, guys, and experience sometimes is important, right? All right, let us do another guessing game. I want, if you can drop in the chat, any one of these comes to mind, you're going to tell me which one you're referring to. The world's most refreshing beer. Who can tell me? Somebody drop quickly in the chat. Who can tell me what brand that is? The world's most refreshing beer. Who is referred to as the queen of media? And if you got that, that's the person I'm saying has one of the, if not the most famous personal brand using their first name only. Still not seeing the one. Oprah. Yes, Aishiba. Oprah is that girl, the queen of media, and she has the most popular personal brand that she only goes by her first name. Nobody has gotten the world's most refreshing beer. It's Coors. Coors. What brand says they want to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world? Who says to bring inspiration and innovation? Yes, I know Aishiba. Aishiba, why are they at the front of the class that take over? All right. Anybody can guess who says you're in good hands? You're in good hands. Who says that? When they go low, you go high. Who says that? You're in good hands. The ultimate driving machine. Any car fanatics in here? Zara Williams says insurance company, maybe. Definitely an insurance company. Okay, Trishana, Allstate, you're correct. Tony Shea. Yes. Michelle Obama is the one that says when they go low, you go high. All right. Who says save money, live better? If you've been to the US, It is one of the most visited retail stores ever. Geico is 15 minutes or more, 15 minutes or less, and you save something, something. They have a very long one. Tiana says Walmart. Tiana, look like she go Walmart a lot. That exclamation mark. Yes, save money, live better. Who is referred to as the real life Iron Man? I love the engagement. So who is referred to as the real life Iron Man? No cheating by Googling. And then this one, a lot of you young people should know this one because you're consuming it every day to inspire and nurture the human spirit. One person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Yes, Alicia, Elon Musk is the real life Iron Man. Tiana, never been abroad, but I watch a lot of YouTube. You will. Chanel says, Starbucks. Chanel, do you go to Starbucks a lot? Did you know that before now? Because I kind of gave it away by saying a lot of you young people, and Starbucks is that lifestyle place, right? Not me being at Starbucks and never know. Yes. So Starbucks brand is about, they don't really sell coffee, right? They sell a lifestyle, right? So to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Think different. That's the last one on guess the brand. What brand is think different? Yeah, can sister Aishiba one Apple girl, Apple. Yes, think different, right? And did you know that that slogan is also what you'd call a job at IBM? Who knows IBM? Who knows IBM? IBM. Alicia says, I don't drink coffee. But IBM's slogan was think, and Apple came and said, think different. So that's also a lesson. Don't forget your competition, right? Don't forget your competition, okay? Because IBM was there with their think logo, their think slogan, and Apple came along and said, hey, y'all think, we think different, right? So that was very clever. All right. And when Alicia said, I've heard of them. can know the babies in here. All right. And with brands, right? That's definitely bold. Definitely bold. And sometimes you have to be bold to be successful. And with brands, guys, we're not static. We're not stagnant creatures, and brands aren't stagnant either. Okay. So we were born, we were babies, we learned to creep, then we learned to walk, we learned to talk. We went to primary school, basic school, tertiary school, yada, yada, yada. We are human beings that are ever evolving, right? And when you look at this slide, can you agree that all these brands have evolved and remain consistent and are successful? Who would agree with me? Beyonce, that girl from singing by herself, forming a group, changing group members umpteen time. I don't even know if y'all know Destiny's Child on this platform. Who doesn't know Destiny's Child? Says me. Or you hear of it, but you never experienced it, right? Rihanna has her heart. She does it best. Yes. Chantel said, we know, of course. Do you really? Right? And right now, Beyonce is not even like, she's a whole thing unto herself. This girl is doing tours and has created a whole iconic culture around her Renaissance tour. That's just a different brand. Amazon, of course, has grown and evolved, like everything from a pin to an anchor you can get on Amazon. And of course, the GOAT herself, Serena. Nike is a brand that has differentiated itself in the athletic world, right? Rihanna, come on now, from music to becoming a mogul in the beauty industry. We've seen her, but with all these things, even though they're evolving, there is something that is very consistent about them nonetheless, right? When you think of a Rihanna, I think of just fashionista. I think of a rebel in a way that's bold, right? Where she does her own thing and she don't business with nobody want to say. Rihanna has started a trend where women are now proud to show off their baby bump. That's not something we grew up seeing, right? We women, you're supposed to be conservative when you're pregnant, but Rihanna came out and she was just doing her own thing, and people love and admire her for that. She's being what? Authentic. She's not confined to society's box, right? And of course, Oprah, the queen, Apple. I know majority of you probably has an Apple phone because of just the era and what Apple sells. Again, Apple sells a lifestyle, right? And our very own Shelley and Fraser Price, who is just so dominant. Even when she's not winning a gold medal, she is a champion, right? And that's the brand and essence that she embodies. All right. How many people know anything on this slide? So if you don't evolve, you die. And that's literally and figuratively, right? Anybody knows any of these brands? Anybody on here was on MySpace? Can I? Anybody had a walkie-talkie? Anybody had a Nokia? I think I did, 3310. Anybody have ever rented movies from Blockbuster? Oh God, Alicia is a real baby. Alicia says, I know nothing there actually. Oh God, Alicia. BBM. I had that phone until the middle of dropout, and it fixed back about 1 million times because I refused to purchase a new phone. Anybody had a Kodak film camera? Anybody before my time? Kishan, oh my God, I feel hurt by that statement. Anybody owns a piece of Abercrombie and Fitch? Those shirts were the bomb. If you never had one in the 90s, you were not a hot girl. If you were not rocking Abercrombie and Fitch. Nobody? Okay. And the reason why you don't know about them is because they refuse to evolve, right? BlackBerry was the thing before Samsung and Apple came and kicked them out because they were not paying attention to their competition. Same with Nokia. Kodak did not got onto the digital trend. Blockbuster the same. Nobody was coming out and renting movies. Everything was streaming online. The Hummer, oh my God, the Hummer. Did anybody knows about the Hummer vehicle in the 2000s when Hummer was like the cars of choice for entertainment and a high roller, right? Just to say, maybe if it was still around, those people that are making money not the right way would be driving them, right? But again, they never kept up with the trends in the market. To the place where luxury vehicle Kia, one time nobody was driving a Kia. Tiana said, I love Hummers. I even had a toy one. It was everyone's dream car. Beanie Man had one. I think it was actually a yellow one, right? But cars like brands like Kia, Toyota, right, are now being seen as luxury vehicles. Hyundai, can you imagine that, right? So if you don't evolve, you die. And that goes for your personal brand as well. If you're not keeping up with what's happening in the marketplace, if you're not staying on top of what your competition is doing, if you're not doing research, right? People are just not going to care about you anymore, right? It's going to be like this. It's like a cycle. And if you don't want to be cycled out, you have to remain relevant. Okay, guys? My time is winding down, so I'm going to move through these slides quickly. All right, so to recap, with all that we've shared, what do you think consists a winning brand, right? In order for your brand to stay winning, you must be adaptable to changes in the marketplace, right? You can't just say, oh, this is how I've always done things and it's worked. I'm going to stay like that. No, it didn't work for BlackBerry. You have to innovate. The world is becoming more technologically advanced, like every day, more rapidly. Digitization is where we're going. You must be recognized by your customers, right? So even while you're evolving, you can't not feel and look like the same brand. And if you're rebranding, you have to communicate that along the way, that changes are coming, right? You have to be consistent, and consistency is not just about, okay, I have to do things the same way. Consistency is quality, how you do it. You must remain unique, relevant, and engaging. People must want to come to you. People must want to talk to you. People must want to purchase what you have, right? People must want to engage you. So on the flip side, if those are the qualities of a winning brand, the qualities of what complacency looks like, right? If you're complacent, you're ignoring the competition. You don't have a differentiator. You're just following the shepherd, right? Like a sheep, as that picture said. He's so cute though, right? Such a cute little sheep. But you're ignoring your competition, and ignoring your and looking at your competition is not about trying to follow them, but is seeing what they're doing. Who is their target audience? What are they doing that's successful, right? How can I replicate but make it better, make it my own, still do it in a way that is authentically me? KFC chicken is chicken, but KFC has this brand that to me, it's not the best tasting chicken. It's not the best looking chicken, but KFC has this brand that no matter where they are in the world, it's the go-to place for fried chicken. Depending on past successes. What's in the past is in the past. That win ain't coming back. Celebrate it, move forward. What's the next win? Right? So we can't keep stuck on something. We won a trophy 10 years ago and we're still talking about that trophy. We won an award 10 years ago, we're still talking about that award, right? You can't be dependent on your past successes. Can't keep looking in the rearview mirror, right? Failure to innovate is gonna keep you losing customers, right? If you don't come up with a new product, if you don't come up with a new workshop, if you don't come up with a new conference, if Aishiba decides that this is it, what's next? I'm sure Aishiba is working on something else, right? So you have to keep innovating. How is she gonna keep your attention for when she write the book, when she launch the website, when she start the memorabilias? You are the people she's gonna count on to support her because she has provided value for you in this session and in all the things that she's doing. Another big thing, anything that's not measured does not get done, right? And if you're not measuring your success, if you don't have things in place, when you, for example, again, I'm going to use the very practical example. I'm sure Aishiba had a target. I want X amount of people to come to this conference, and she's marketed, she's done her promotion. Today is the day, it's happening. I'm sure she must have a metric to say, okay, these were my goals and objectives. Have I met them? She has an assessment for you to do. That's a part of measurement. Did my speakers deliver? Right? Do I need to use Michelin again because she never deliver? Or maybe get somebody else to talk about branding because the people them never really find it hot. It's part of measurement. Do people love my product? Is it quality? Is it good? And of course, breaking your brand promise and customer trust. If you say, okay, I have a business, a delivery business, and you guarantee, that was part of FedEx strategy. FedEx guarantee that your package will get to you by X time. That was a promise. It was precise. It was measurable. So if they did not deliver your package by that time, they have broken their promise. And if they did that over time, prolonged, they would have broken their customers' trust. And what do you think would happen? Their customer will go elsewhere. And again, guys, if you think about your everyday lives, you will realize that this is very, very, very much the case. If you go to a store one time, you have a poor experience, you may say, okay, that was a one-off, I'll try again. If you go and consistently, the service is bad, you're not going back. Or you buy clothes from a place and it the quality, you wear it 2 times, it stretch out, you're not going back. So you also have to think about that with yourself. Everything here is applicable to you. Can your friends trust your word? When they invite you out for drinks, yeah man, may I come? Yeah man, my dead here, yeah. I pop everybody in the group chat. And when we reach at the poolside for drink, we don't see you. Oh, sorry, something came up. All right, we say, all right, cool, no problem. But then we invite you 2 and 3 more times and you don't show up, you always have an excuse. What do you think is going to happen? Eventually, you may no longer be a part of that friend group. They will no longer invite you out. It's the same principle with your brand, guys. Whether it's you personally people are dealing with, or you have a business, a commodity that you're selling. And then quick lessons for your personal brand from the general brand perspective. You are your own brand. Who you are is who you are. You can't fake it. You can't make it up. You can't try to be somebody else. You are who you are. You have your unique DNA, your unique fingerprint, and that's who you are. So your personality, how you are, how you interact with people, that is it. And if you try to fake it, I promise you, people are going to know. So what is that personal brand? It's very similar to brand. It's very, very similar to everything we talked about. It's your skills and values, right? So think about it's your skills and values for you. For a brand like Nike, it is the product or service that they're offering. Your authentic core, right? Who are you at the core? What do you believe in, right? We spoke about that earlier. For Nike, they're about inspiring athletes. Who are you at the core? Are you inspiring people? Do you want to make people happy? Do you want to teach people, right? What are you known for? What is Nike known for, right? They're known for quality athletic shoes, but beyond that, they're known for inspiring and leading. What is Rihanna known for? What is her brand, right? If you were supposed to do a snapshot of your brand, what will it look like? She's doing so many things, but at the core of it, we spoke about brand. What's the essence of who she is? What's the essence of who you are, right? If you take a snapshot of your life and put it on a slide, would you be happy with it? Would you be happy with what you're doing? Are you doing things that you love? Are you doing things that you enjoy? Are you doing things that you're passionate about? Are you being recognized for the things that you're doing? So these are food for thought, right? A lot of people, I don't know if you would even know when Rihanna just started music. Who would know that we'd now be talking about Rihanna as a mom, as a beauty mogul? Again, evolution. You have to evolve, right? It's not, your brand is not stagnant. You grow throughout the process, right? I mentioned that don't fake it until you make it. There's no faking it. You can't come back from faking. Your personal brand should accurately represent who you are, what you stand for, and what you want to be known for. Ask yourself these questions, right? What do I enjoy doing? I enjoy celebrating people. I do a lot of photo shoots for birthdays, for your headshots, right? It's about celebrating you, seeing people at their very best. What comes naturally to me? Planning and organizing comes naturally to me. What experiences do you have? Are you doing certifications, professional development outside of the education that you got from university and so on? What are you doing to complement those? What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about women empowerment. I'm passionate about seeing women succeed. What am I really good at? I'm really good at public relations, right? What are the things I value? Integrity, honesty. What are my core values, right? So these are questions you want to ask yourself and answer them, right? So you have homework to do after this session, and I'm sure when money comes up, she will have some homework for you, right? What footprint are you leaving? And you see a number of images here from the lead on this, the lady that's making a difference, woman up herself, Aishiba. When I Googled Aishiba, these are all the images. When you look at this, what is this saying about Aishiba? Drop some things in the chat for me to see. What do you think? When I Google you, are you Googleable? What will come up when I put your name in Google? What will be shown? When I put Aishiba's name in Google, these are what come up. So if somebody's looking for a young ambassador, a youth ambassador in Jamaica to promote women empowerment for young people at a certain age, Aishiba will be in the running, right? Because it's clear what her brand is. It is clear what her brand is. It's about providing a resource, a space for young women like her. Everything she does is connected. It's consistent. She has the Woman Up talk show, right? She has this POWR Session. She reads to young women. She joins forces with other women to do so many things. She has gotten so many opportunities. She's a youth ambassador for the US Embassy. My sincerest apologies, young people. Something is happening with my computer. Please, Aishiba, allow me 10 seconds. My sincerest apologies. Something is happening with my computer.
In the meantime, in between time, ladies and the few gentlemen that are here, Michelin has given us a whole lot to think about, a whole lot to dissect, a whole lot to, I mean, position ourselves in such a way that is all right, where do I need to go? What else do I need to do? Am I forming out my brand in the best way? Is there something else that I can do? How can I approach it? Listen, all the things in my notebook full. Like my notebook, sit here, it full, bare writings. And I do hope that you guys did the same thing. So while Michelin is Michelin come back. Me gonna run off my mouth, Michelin. Ready again.
Thank you so much, and so sorry for the inconvenience, audience. So I'm wrapping up. 3 more slides to go. So I was just saying, when you put your name in Google, so do your audit, right? Do your audit. When you put your name in Google, what are you seeing? Are we just seeing bikini pictures on the beach? What does that say about you? Are we seeing you speaking at engagements? Are we seeing you doing good in your community? Are we seeing you helping other people? Are we seeing you doing what you say you want to be known for? Trust me, guys, when I look at this screenshot of Aishiba, I know exactly who she is and what she's trying to achieve just by looking at that screenshot and seeing her on Google, right? All right. Crafting your personal brand statement. So when you do your audit and you say, okay, no, this is not me, you're going to start to clean up your page. You're going to curate exactly what you want people to see, what you want people to be known, what you want people to know you for. And I'm going to share what my personal brand statement is, which is a carefully crafted paragraph, usually 4 to 5 sentences in length, that describes your expertise, who you serve, and most importantly, how your approach is different from that of other experts in your field, right? So there are certain things that we have to to get right. And my statement goes, I know PR. So right off the bat, I'm describing my expertise, right? And I'm bold about it. I'm telling you, I know what I'm doing. And I help corporate companies and women founded businesses and brands to significantly increase their media footprint, right? So I tell you who I serve, corporate companies and women founded businesses, and I help them to increase their media footprint through strategic communications and strong media relations. And here's the differentiator, using a mix of traditional and new media to reach their audiences. Would you agree that that summarizes? You would read this and know exactly what I do. You'd know what my brand is. You'd know what my expertise is. You'd know who my target audience is and what exactly I do to help. Alicia says, wow, what does that mean? She's talking about Aishiwa's page, I reckon, right? But would you be able, after this presentation, to craft or start to craft your personal brand statement? Let me see your responses if from this presentation you'll be able to craft your brand message. You are guided as to what you need to do, how you need to present yourself, of course, with a little bit more research and reading on your own, if you would be able to craft your personal brand statements. All right. And penultimate slide. We're almost there. A personal brand is a lifelong project that constantly evolves and changes. And if you are listening, you would see that there are just some key words and messages that are consistent throughout, right? It is a lifelong project. You have to evolve to keep relevant. You have to keep things changing. Keep working on it and build that brand, girl. Thank you so much for your time. This was indeed a fun opportunity. I hope you found it exactly of what I said, immersive, engaging, interactive. Thank you so much again, Aishiba, for the opportunity and for spending some time with you this afternoon. Thank you, ladies, and the few gentlemen that decided to pop in.
Yay! Michelin, I am clapping for everybody that cannot clap physically. Listen, put a clap them put a clap in the chat, guys. Put a clap in the chat. Put a fire emoji. Michelin, your angle, triangle and dangle the presentation. Everybody should be able to at least come up with the first line. Call the first line on the brand statement, the first line. And I say this and I'm saying it to myself as well. Because as much as how, and I will say this to everybody, as much as how you have the tools, you get the tools, you have the starter pack. You have to take the information and you have to absorb it and utilize it for your own good. Michelin can tell you everything, but are we gonna action it? Right, Michelin?
Yep, you have to action and you have to practice. You have to practice because
there we go.
You don't know everything. I don't know everything. In putting together this presentation, I had to do research. I had to ensure that what I'm putting together, because there are just so many ways you can talk about branding. You put branding in Google, you get millions of pages, but you have to curate it for your audience. You have to put it into action. So guys, take this afternoon after this session to just write down some things. Who am I? What do I want to be known for? What do I want to represent? What colors am I going to use? Start to just get your brain active, because when you start to write things down, guys, I promise you, it is true. When you write things down, they happen because you hold yourself accountable and it gets it out of here and onto something very real. All right?
Most definitely.
Practice, guys. Practice, write, and put it into action.
And remember, if you ever need some help, Michelle, and I'm putting you out there. If you ever need some help, or if you ever need some advice,
find me online, Michelin, the PR Bell. That's my
her
handle on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
I am the PR Bell Mish on Twitter, and you can Google my name, and
She's everywhere,
LinkedIn is right
guys.
there, Michelle Ann Letman.
She's accessible. She not gonna say no. She not gonna say, oh no. She probably tell you I don't have time right now, but I will get back to you. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
These
that's
are
that's
some
right.
top-notch individuals. Listen, if they give you a portion of their time, is serious, serious thing. And I just want to say on behalf of the Woman Up team, thank you so very much, Michelle. And you could have been doing so many other things on this fine, hot Saturday, but you're inside. Hopefully, it's like a fan, like a AC. And you say, yeah,
Yes.
man, you're going to talk to the youths. We
Yes, and I'll be
appreciate.
staying for Monique's presentation. Yeah.
Oh, so ladies and gents, I just wanted to find out where you guys are tuning in from. I mean, wherever in Jamaica you are, just put it right in the chat. And I'll just read for those who aren't able to see what's going on there. The mother tell us. So I would tell you that I'm in Kingston. I'm in Kingston, Jamaica. Where is everybody else from? I know where someone come from, so I just put it in a thing. Let me see. All right. Kingston. All right, I'm gonna break it down. Kingston, we are in Kingston. We don't have to be specific. All right. St. Catherine at Kingston. All right. The Sun, aka Spanish Town. Wow. Yeah. Anybody from Portmore? I think Portmore is the Sun. To be very honest, I won't even lie about it. I went there the other day and I was just like, I don't know what these people did, but something. Okay, we got that there. Yeah. Anybody else? And you see how me running and ask about which part of people them come from. In the meantime, does anybody have any question to ask Michelle Ann? So we're just taking 2 questions. If you don't have any question, then that is fine. And we will move forward. So I'll give you like 2 seconds to just drop a question here in the chat so that I can ask Michelle Ann and she will just answer. Mandeville, as a Mandeville girly, we love that. Cool Mandeville over there. All right, cool. So you guys can send a question to Woman Up DM if you have any other, right? So now we're gonna move right along to the digital marketing specialist. She is none other than Miss Monique McIntosh. She's a digital marketing educator as well. She has worked with local and international brands across multiple industries to leverage the power of digital to achieve their organizational goals. She has worked with the brands like L'Oreal Paris, Red Stripe Corporate. She's worked with Camina McDonald, Camila's Kitchen, Shelley and Fraser Price. And ladies and gentlemen, just understand that Monique believes that or geographical and cultural advantages can be transferred into the online space, and with basic digital literacy, Jamaica can successfully tap into regional and international markets. So with that mouthful, I give to you my other locks girly, big bad Miss Monique. Whoa, come on, yeah, we love that, ladies. This is Monique.
I can't manage it, Ashan. I
Me
can't.
have energy for everybody.
let me
Remember,
say
so the
I
people
can't
them not
manage.
show up, so so me have to, me help them. Welcome,
Okay.
Monique.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm so excited to share with everybody. Going to ask for the presentation if it can be brought up to the front. Thank you very much. And so I'm going to be carrying you through a quick journey. I love the foundation that was set by Michelle, and I'm happy that I came on and listened to that presentation, because everything that was mentioned resonates deeply within me. And some of these things were actually reminders as well, so that it can jumpstart things that I need to remember too. Now, I'm taking you along a journey around how it is that you can build your own personal brand strategy. And because my background is in digital, we're going to be talking social, we're going to be talking online, we're going to be talking about ways that you can actually get started with both creating and enacting your digital strategy and building out your personal brand strategy so that people can get to know who you are, right? So first, we're starting out with what is a personal brand, and we went through some info before, but I wanted to kind of give a TLDR version. We're talking about your reputation. We're talking about what people say about you when you're not in the room. We're exploring your unique skills, your experiences, and your personality. And at the end of the day, your brand should also represent aspects or components of your own goals and your values. No, I pulled out spice as an example, right? As we're talking about a personal brand, and I want you to drop in the comments wherever you're watching this, whether you're on YouTube or otherwise. What do you know about Spice? And what you know about her personal brand? What are some of the things that you can distinguish Spice from another Black woman, or that you can distinguish Spice from another celebrity or another Black artist? What are some of these elements? We're talking about things like her blue hair. We're talking about the fact that Spice loves to make some political statements. If you remember, she did that whole bleaching thing. She loves to. Right. Okay. I see Alia talking about the blue hair. I Sheba Bowl, blue hair. Eden says sassy, vocal, blue, raunchy music. You know, when you turn on a spice tune. Yes. Right. Black woman empowerment. And she always talks about her pride in her beauty and herself. Tiana says the theatrics in her performances. Michelle says the blue hair. She loves her children. She differentiates her musical persona, which is Spice, from Grace Hamilton, which is her proper government name, right? She loves Jamaica. She loves blue. So as we're talking about personal brands, these are not things that are far removed from us. These are not this is not far away. These are things that every day we have been building upon our own personal brands as we move. The question is, have we been doing it intentionally, or have we been deliberately working in elements that we want persons to remember? Because if not done intentionally, we could end up with some unintended consequences, or people leaving with certain impressions of us that we never really like, right? So as we are navigating and thinking about how it is that we can build our own personal brand strategy, you have to remember, we're not starting from scratch. We're not starting from zero. Why? Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to start from scratch or zero. There are templates. And guys, I think even to appreciate how big of a deal that is, Michelle said a while ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, some of these platforms never existed. Like things did not exist. And you see me, my young don't, I was in university when Instagram came to Jamaica. Okay, it was not that long ago, right? And so working through and building your personal brand in this time is very different, because you have some templates and you have some guides that we can kind of build upon and we can look back to, right? So let's look at it. For example, and yes, you can see I had fun making this presentation, right? Let's look at our first example. Miss Kitty. And yes, I want on the type in the chat. Please to go in the chat and to tell me in the comment section when you think of Miss Kitty and Miss Kitty's personal brand. What are some things that come to mind? What do and even as we look at these photos, she's on a MacBook over on one side. She is presenting, and I want you to know that picture with her in the black and the silver that reminded me of Aishiba. All I saw was vibes and energy, right? So we got the la 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 la. Yes, very outspoken, intellectual body, multifaceted empowerment, dynamic, eloquent, independent. Zara said, big up Miss Kitty. Eden says, educated, vocal, ambitious, empowering, multi-potential light. Absolutely, right? Miss Kitty has a dynamic brand that has carried, that she has developed and grown over a period of time, that has carried her from a media personality who was popular and who was an option if you wanted somebody to host an event. I would have attended the Chris Brown concert recently, and Miss Kitty was the host. And to be honest, I'm not sure, just the being in her presence and hearing her and seeing, watching her command the stage, I was in absolute awe, because it was clear to me that there were significant delays happening backstage, that there were difficulties organizing and addressing which order persons were supposed to come up on stage, and she commanded a concert, the stadium full of people, in a way that did not deviate from her brand, that allowed her to speak about current events, that allowed her to discuss social issues and stuff happening on social media, because she's in the in crowd and she knows what's happening. But at the same time, she brought it back to a wholesome message. She brought it back to, girl, understand yourself, man. When in Jamaica's history did doing an honest job become a bad thing, become a lame thing? Everybody who work at BPO, I tell, and she listed off a bunch of even fast food restaurants, etc., to say it does not matter. Once it is that you are doing your work honestly and you're earning your money, she brought the message back home. And so she tied back in her entire persona, even at a big concert with an international celebrity at a national stadium, right? And there are more comments here. Alicia is saying that, she's an inspiration to her because she brought herself up from scratch and has been in the media space for a number of years and still remains present. I absolutely am proud of Miss Kitty as well, and her multiple transitions. And you see, as she grows, her own ambitions and desires grow. I don't know her personally, but I am pretty sure that if you asked her when she just started her career, if she thinks that she would have become a lawyer or would have matriculated into these spaces or commanded so many spaces simultaneously, being able to still be in the media and host and be an attorney and to represent Jamaica overseas, as she litigates various cases, etc., right? And a part of the lesson that is here is believing in yourself. A part of the lesson here is you're gonna seem crazy when it's loud mouth, fat gal, no boat, being host, knows about, if we look at the context of Jamaica and the space that we operate in, right? What are some of the negative comments and the things that people could have said around her? This this vulgar woman. I remember her coming up. I don't forget those comments that people had about her. Something that we have to remember is beyond what people say and beyond what people think about you, beyond the comments sometimes that are left on social media, the biggest driver for change or for growth is betting on yourself. In as we look at building your own personal brand, Michelle mentioned it earlier. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody is going to like you, but that's by design. If we look at marketing as a discipline, in and of itself, when you're developing or creating your target audience, you are specifically choosing a group of people, right? Why do you do that? You are trying, you only have limited time. You only have limited resources. And your limited time and other resources like money, energy, etc., you only have so much of them. And so you have to implement these resources in a way that you think will give you the best impact, the best bang for your buck, right? So we have one more example that we're going to go through, like Miss Kitty, and that is Terry Carell Reed, right? How would you describe Terry Carell's brand? I still want the comments to come over in the comments and or the chat section. But just as we look here, what are we seeing? We're seeing the microphone and the headphones. We're seeing her book. Chantal has Your Jamaican Girl. We see Zara mentions it, family oriented. She's empowering, she's inspiring, she's an exceptional host. And again, I can agree, an exceptional host, right? Yes, Eden, Jamaica has some awesome women. And one thing that I want you to realize as I even go through this presentation with you today, all of them are different. All of them different. Spice, different from Miss Kitty, different from Terry Carell, and we're about to check into a few others as well. They're all different. They all have their distinctive flair. And that's something that I want you to start thinking about. Michelle was correct in that all of these things have to start from somewhere. And you see, if you don't have this thing as a deep intrinsic drive or passion, you're not going to do it. You're not gonna do it. It's just like running a business, because building and maintaining your own personal brand is work. A work. It takes concentration. It takes you understanding what you're doing, as well as a commitment and a certain level of dedication. Now, the other element or the other half of it is you have to start. You have to do something if you want certain levels and elevation for yourself, right? So coming back to your comments on Terry Carell, Tony says she's an absolute all-rounder. Alicia says motivating. Dana says authentic, because Terry real. If I real, it real. Alicia says versatile. Chantel says beautiful spirit. They are in their own lanes and shining. Absolutely, yes, Eden. Very adaptable. A veterinarian, because that's her that's her start. That's her educational training and background. Turned media personality, turned author and podcaster. Like, she is winning. And Michelle says anything that is consistent takes deliberate effort. These persons, these ladies that we're talking about, they did not build their brands accidentally. And another reason why I have to take off my hat to them, they did this without having clear-cut examples of how to do it within the digital space. So what do you think I'm going to tell you for them? Study these women. How did they do it? Why did they do it? What did they decide to identify or pull out as their area of expertise and etc. What did they end up doing afterwards? Again, success leaves clues, and we have these living, breathing examples that we can review and we can pull out elements from, right? So I pulled out a few. She's a mother, a daughter, granddaughter. Wholesome conversations, always imparting some sort of life lesson, right? She is the consummate professional. She's a media personality, but also to include her hosting duties that she conducts separately. She's a good friend. How do we know that? It's been years and she and Garfield is still bench and body, right? She's a stable boss. How do we know that? The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Alex has joined her team, and we've seen and witnessed his growth throughout their time together. Till now, Alex is traveling overseas with Terry, going to multiple countries back to back to back to back with Terry Carell, right? So it gives us an indication, and we get these little nuggets along the way. Not just what she does, how she does it is also important. And she drama free. She not in the mix up. Don't call her name in a no excitement. She not in it. You don't even know what Spooks looks like beyond him. And somebody say mixed parts, right? You have just mixed mixed parts. She not in the excitement and she not in the drama. So if that's what you're into, you can, leave it at the door. Yes. She did a video and she spoke about your personal brand and posed the question: is your personal brand an asset or a liability? In the interest of time, I'm just going to ask the team to drop the YouTube link in the chat so that persons can watch this and get the meat. It's a short video. So it shouldn't take you too long, but it'll start to get you thinking about how you're showing up and give you the kickstart to a bit of an audit in your own space, right? Now, the question I have for you as we are building your own strategy, right, about creating and crafting your own personal brand is: what is your flair? You're hearing two excellent, top notch, but also two very different presentations today. Michelle brought a different energy, aura, and also some different information from a different perspective, going logo and colors and different elements that somebody might never even think about. Right? And in coming over to my presentation, I'm bringing a different flair and energy. What's yours? Right? And I specifically pulled out these ladies. And I don't know if you know all of them. If you recognize anybody, please to drop it in the comments. Drop it in the chat before I bust the name there. Yes? All right? Cool. Starting from left to right, right? First, we have Christia Franklin. Her brand is My Repeat Offender. Christia is a fashion girly, a fashionista. Beyond that, that's how she would have made her debut in the social media online space. But Christia got into Airbnb, and she has since filmed and shared with her audience how she started her Airbnb, how she built an Airbnb in her backyard, a little cabin, the successes that has generated for her, to the point where she had an official partnership with Airbnb. Hello, right? And beyond that, now her family, herself and her mom, they're building and slash renovating. It's a rebuild, to be honest. A property in St. Mary that will be a hotel. Yes. Okay. Per period. She's bringing her styling knowledge because again, taking her background as a stylish stylist and a fashionista, she has infused some of that flair into her properties and how she puts those areas and pieces and spaces together, right? That's her flair. We'll move on and we're going to Rebel. Rebel as a dancer. Rebel as being one of Spice original crew and girls and people who, you'd have fallen in love that way, right? Um, Looking at Ton Travels, recent Social House winner. But beyond that, Ton is a free spirit. Ton is a traveler. Ton is somebody who wants to explore and to see the world. We have Lindsay Lodenkwi, who is a dancer. I had another photo of her with her foot all the way up here. So, them kind of dance, the ballet and such, right? Modern dancing. Lindsay is also a mom. Lindsay has been instrumental in developing and executing New Wave, that entire brand, and has done set design and creativity on 10,000. And we have TC, who started out as a dancer, has evolved into a social media influencer and personality, and is brand personality or brand ambassador for Flow and Bashko right now, right? So as we look at this spectrum, there's a range of personalities, there are a range of attitudes and flavors, not because you are on the quieter side or because you're louder or because you're a dancer or because you like art or you like fashion or you're into interior decorating or you just want to travel. Like there is a space. There is a space there for you. You understand? No matter what your flair is or your flavor. But as we look at all of these ladies, they each have a unique flair, right? What's yours? I'm going to ask you some questions that should help you to start unpacking what that means for you, right? Which area, industry, or discipline do you have some? I mean, I mean, say you have a PhD in it. You have a working knowledge about, or that you have interest in. Maybe you don't know nothing about it, but you want to know about it though. So you're going to research it. You're going to contact people who do know about it and talk with them. You're going to go to conferences and get information. You are actively interested. You're committed. You know, say you want to know this already, right? So identify, and in your notebook, I want you to jot down which area or areas, because it may be multiple, industry or discipline do you either have some knowledge about and you want to talk about it, or that you have some interest in. You not to know nothing about it except for the fact that you want to know about it. All right? Great. That's step one. Another question. What do people often compliment you or judge you for? You're too enough. You're chat enough. Guess who got that? Right? Every report card. Monique is a disciplined and conscientious student. She has respect for space and personal space and privacy, but she chats a lot. Right? What do people often compliment you or judge you for? And isn't it funny, Chantal, isn't it funny that many of those things that people absolutely scorned and judged you for, that they're coming right back around in your adulthood to be things that you need? On a separate note, guys, working on yourself is always going to be the best investment that you can make in yourself. Because you see, if you don't believe in yourself, You see, if you don't understand yourself and know that something is your superpower, then you're not going to step into it and claim it. You're not going to ask for the sponsorship money. You're just going to beg for your little products, if you even reach out. Or you may search for the name, and by the time you find who you're supposed to contact at National for the two basket them, you're not going to call them. Yeah? So identifying what are these things that people either compliment you on or judge you for. What were you popular for in school? What did people know you for? Yeah? What activities do you find yourself doing without getting bored or tired? Like, I could do this all day. Like, if somebody could pay me to do this, like, I would not do anything else. I could stay in my room, coop up, lock up, shut up, and just do this for hours. I wouldn't even realize I was hungry. I wouldn't even realize that rain was falling outside because I'm so tuned in, I'm so plugged in, I'm so in the zone that I'm just locked into this. And another question, what do you want to be known for? So there are things that persons have already identified, things that may be external to you or things that you have projected externally. What about you? What about your own desires of what you want persons to know and acknowledge you for? And if we take a quick think back to Terry Carell or even to Miss Kitty, they made very deliberate attempts and efforts to craft a lane, maybe one that didn't even exist, but to craft a lane and to use and leverage things like education or their desires for knowledge. And Terry Carell's knowledge of multiple languages, Miss Kitty's desire or knowledge of words. And so every day she'd be bringing another word, another a new element or some sort of elocution. She's bringing her big words into her everyday regular radio show and no TV, right? Yeah. So as you ask yourself, what's the flair and what's the difference that you want to bring into a particular space? These are some of the questions. Of course, there are more, but these are some of the questions that you can start asking yourself to uncover some of that. The next thing that you want to do is to scope out or review the existing landscape. And I deliberately didn't use the word competition or competitors because a lot of the time we find out that collaboration and working with others works a whole lot better than trying to craft out or do something on your own, right? So this is my homework, Michelle called it. But this is something I actually want you guys to do. So if you can screen grab this, if you can screenshot it, you need to do it. And again, nobody not gonna check your homework except for you. No, the proof will be in 6 months from now, right? Or a year from now, 3 months from now, when we're able to look back and to see, and we see certain trends emerging. I'm gonna listen to like a radio show, and a little person like Alicia says, I was inspired by Monique McIntosh. Yeah, that's how we're going now. That is what I want, right? I want for you guys to identify 3 to 4 persons who are doing doing something similar online, whether these persons are local, regional, so they're in the Caribbean or Latin America, or internationally. It's especially since of the clues them, the successful people them leave the clues them, why we're leaving them on the table. Let's look through and identify what we like and what we don't like, right? And things that we can do differently. I'm gonna talk very briefly about ton. because Ton Travels is giving us a great case study or example for this, right? Um, as we know, she would have recently successfully completed the social house, emerged as the winner. Tan completed, as far as I know, maybe if you have more information. By the way, just for the record, I'm a Tan Travels fan, right? Woo, 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 go girl. Right? I don't watch all of her videos because some of it is annoying. She's a little younger, has some more growing to do. So, yeah, I don't do the loud shouting, screaming thing. But when she gets her thing together, I'm like, yes, girl, her. Mm, like you, right? So that's the background where this is coming from. But Tan went to the tax office this week, right? And Tan, before she leave the tax office, and I know that she never ran this past her agency that's representing her for gigs now. And Omen know because she would have never get for post that. She lamented about how inefficient our tax office system is, that everything works off of paper. What happened was that she renewed her driver's license, didn't pick it up at the exact time, and now, a few months later, she's going back to retrieve her driver's license. She doesn't have the paper that they gave her when she paid. But her visit highlighted some inefficiencies of the system. Even though they asked, this was during COVID protocol, they told you to drop off the paper and then come back, say, in 6 weeks, right? Nothing is done in those 6 weeks. They don't print your license, they don't prep anything. So she's rightfully asking questions. Why you build a system and then you don't do nothing with it? Why you organize something? Tell me to follow these steps, and then when I follow the steps, it still crosses for me. But in that rant, F bomb drop, scream, it's not screaming, but shouting, etc., is ensuing. And as brands who have started to look at her seriously and who are paying attention to her brand, there are lines that you may not want to cross. And F bombs at the government is one of those lines. I agree that advocacy and talking about what is wrong with the country and things that we need to advance and develop is crucial and critical and necessary, right? 100,000%. But if you're building a personal brand, there's some ways to maneuver or to approach certain topics or elements, and some things where you just leave alone. Where you have to say, I am not say. All right. So I hope that was enough time for you guys to screenshot this area so that you can take care of this. All right. Good, good. I started talking about target audience, right? And it's coming back here. Who are you talking to? So we've established kind of what you're talking about and how you identify that. We've established, all right, just looking at what exists out there within the social, digital, maybe even print landscape. How are people showing up? How are they representing themselves, right? And what you like and what you don't like about what they do. Now we want to understand, who are you talking to, right? In order for you to build a strong personal brand, you need to define your ideal audience. And maybe these are audiences. You want to think about things like demographics, interests, and pain points. So, what do these people do? How old are they? Where are they? Where do they reside? Or what's their social reality? What are things that they're interested in, and what don't they like? What are some of their challenges and difficulties? What are they struggling with? Right? Because you want to be relevant. You can also go as far as creating an avatar to represent these different groups of people. So, if we're talking about, if we use Woman Up as an example, who are the different audiences that Woman Up maybe maybe speaking to, and how can they deliver to these persons, right? Okay. Right? You also want to tailor your messaging and branding so that you're speaking directly to these persons. And a question that I always ask myself is, why should somebody listen to you? Even as I represent brands or do things for brands or companies or individuals in the digital space, I always try to take 10 steps back and ask myself, why should anybody care? Why would they want to listen to you? Right? And getting real about, yeah, okay, so you have a course. Okay. you know, and tapping into, is there a pain point that's associated with this particular thing? Is there something that I'm helping you to circumvent or to get done in a quicker manner? What value am I bringing to this person? So it's who you're talking to, but also what are you doing for them, right? How are you showing up in their lives and why? And you're pulling together the various elements that we've brushed upon earlier. So, who you're talking to must intersect with, okay, why I want to show up and what I'm talking about and what I think that may be missing. So you hear somebody's. Sheba started this conversation by saying, she always wanted, she's Googling, she's searching, she's looking, and she can't find nobody talking to her, nobody guiding and structuring something. And when you look at historical institutions, men have a lodge, and men have their social groups and their groups, right? And women may have alumni associations if you went to certain schools, but otherwise, there's We Inspire. There are a few organizations, but in the whole, historically, legacy wise, we don't really have much, right? And so we've identified a need that people have. We've identified a desire that somebody has to share and to connect with various audiences, right? And we've talked about, okay, who this would be ideal for. When you understand who it is that you're talking to, that's when you can bring things to the table that are of value and of worth to them. Look at this, for example, right? This is because Aishiba, Chantal, the entire team, they understand what women need. We want to build a career and we're young in this. So we need to know things for build up a personal brand. Yeah, right? So understanding your target audience is going to help you to shape what content you create, which platforms you're to go on. So it didn't make sense for me to come here and say to you, go on TikTok and use this trending sound. No, because the Ola Uno is not the same. You is not Spice and you is not TC and you don't name Tan Travels, right? So understanding what you want to bring to the table, who it is you're talking to, and your why is so essential and so important, right? You also want to, once you've identified and developed that foundation, I really wanted to make this super instructional for you, so you understand what it is that you need to do, whether it is that you can think of that right now, or if this is something that you'll replay and pause and make notes, or use your notes and revisit at a later time. What are the specific opportunities that you are trying to access? And right now we're manifesting big, big, big time. Are these career opportunities? Are you trying to leverage the professional career space? Somebody comes to mind, Joel Namdarkam. Corp eccentric. Yeah? Career, right? As we look at, are you trying to establish brand partnerships? Is that where your value is going to come in? And so brands would be paying you to be a part of your own story. We look at Terry Carell and MasterCard sponsoring her podcast right now. Are these partnerships local or international? Because this may shape what topics you use, who you collaborate with. Are you looking for free or paid sort of support? Do you want product sponsorships? Do you want early access to things? Do you want media placements? Do you want your own show? So starting to think about what it is that you want to manifest, and what sort of opportunities or potential may be out there for you. Now, this is very important because you can start to even get an idea of what exists out there, what exists and why. All these things come back to, what do I want to get out of doing all of this work? Because it's not easy. It's work. You're giving yourself more work. Everybody else take two story, and them gone. When you're talking about even build how influencers or content creators or others do their thing, it's not all rainbows and sunshine. They don't just go to the hotel and everything nice. No, their time is spent planning, organizing, preparing, executing, and then maybe they get a chance to relax. You understand? This is commitment, right? So at the end of the day, you have to be doing this for something. There's some end goal, there's some benefit that's going to help keep you going when the going gets rough and tough. I just want to say, done this, right? What do you want to get out of it? Understanding your why beyond, okay, this is the reason why I'm doing this, but to going to say, this is what I'm aiming towards, this is my ambition, this is my goal. Yeah, me, I got conquer that. Me, I got the angle and the triangle. Me, I got angle, triangle that, right? That is what I'm chipping away at. That's the goal that I'm stepping towards. So what does that look like? For some people, it's free stays. For some people, it's business partnerships. For some people, it's not a job. I don't want you hire me. I want me and you sign a contract. I want freelance, right? Yes, Tiana, per period, right? I want free stays. I want you to give me things. I want opportunities or doors to open for me. I want a media placement. All of these things can start to exist on your wall, on your vision board, in the back of your mind, on your bathroom mirror, so that each day it's a little bit of motivation as you step on, right? And always you want to track and measure, so that along the way you know where you have to tweak or where you don't have to tweak, right? So you want to set clear but manageable goals. From the beginning, we talked about identifying your unique strengths, sitting in that, right? Networking. So even these sort of events, even virtual events, there are people who showed up in the comments, who showed up, right? So how is it that do you have some sort of similar interest? What are they doing? What are you doing? How can you work together? You want to be measuring your progress as you go along, because a lot of the time, and all of y'all are on social media, it can be so lonely it can be so isolating, it can be so defeating when you worked so hard developing something and then 10 people like it with no comments, right? And building a personal brand is a lot like building a business, or it can be a lot like building a business. And business people are all of us are a little bit, your head of a kind of chip, because you have to see, believe in something before it exists. You have to push for and fight for something before it exists, before anybody believe in it, before anybody spend any money on it. You have to believe so much that you put in time to build it and create it. Yeah, that's a little touch special, right? So you have to believe in yourself and have something to come back to, which is why we've talked about the whys, and we've talked about goals to keep you pushing and going, and a standard in looking at what else exists in the landscape and pushing towards some of those. And once you can identify those aspects and elements, you can always tweak, you can always adjust your strategy based on what has worked and what has not. Right? So this was my short and sweet version. I did go over time by a bit, but inviting each and every one of you to connect with me. Here are my handles. I've added Insta, X, and TikTok. And I'm a believer of expressing your true and authentic self. For me and my own personal brand, I truly believe in expressing, of course, the professional and the things that I do and how I show up. Y'all already on my Instagram stories. Yeah. So that's an indicative of that. But beyond that, I believe in representing and showing my full self. So yes, you're gonna see me on the beach, and you're gonna also see me cooking breakfast, because I love them something there, and that's me. That's my style. I love bring flair. And when I do an event and I deco the entire place, and you see garland and balloon and cup and stickers, yeah, me extra hour. Yeah, me extra. Right? Um, but go forth and prosper. I'll be hanging around. Yes, yes, yeah, of course you're going to see a little bit of Bay. Right? Because these are all important aspects, facets, and elements of my life. But guys, I'll sticking around for a bit. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want to clarify, um, and of course, we would have shared the link to that YouTube video by TK. Please go and check it out.
Hey, listen. I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't know what else you want me to say than tell people themselves, listen, deuces, it's time for y'all to go. Because I just want people to understand, as Michelle Ann said, we all did not pay for this. And some of us might not be able to pay for this amount of content that you guys have given. Right now, I'm gonna sit down and me just say, wow, ladies and gentlemen, hard work will give you the success that you need. Them plants will proceed in a way, you know. Michelle and plants will proceed in a way, you know. Monique plants will proceed in a way, you know. All we got to do is take the knowledge, take that information, water it daily. Nobody drown the seed. You understand? But all of this to say that I am happy, I am grateful that we're all here scooping up this information, because you're gonna see us out there doing the thing. I'm gonna include myself. I'm usually a person that don't include myself, but all of this startup pack and foundation is gonna allow us all to level up. Who believe in a leveling up? Please put level up in the comment section. Please level up, level up, level up, level up. Yeah, level up, people. Yeah, that's what we're going for. Please remember to connect with us, Woman Up JA on Instagram. Oh yeah, you see, Michelin gets it. Michelin say, yeah, man, level up. Okay, Tiana, big up you. Yeah, Tony share. Yeah, all right. But like, so don't pay attention to what's happening. So right now, I'm just gonna do this thing where I'm gonna allow each and well, everybody can do it at the same time. I want for you to put your most your prize possession, something that you have achieved over the past couple months, a year, something that's so proud for you. If it is a business, if it is that you're finishing school, put that in there so that we can highlight. Shameless plug. Anything you want to put out there, please put it right there so that we can big you up. Let people know what's happening with you. Listen, we want to foster our community. Woman Up is a community, not just for women, but we have a target and we focus on women. We're just making sure that we celebrate each win. No win is too big, no win is too small. So, can I start? Right? I am on my last journey with doing my master's, working at the same time and trying to put myself in spaces that allow people to understand that, hey, I can do a hosting. I mean, I can host a 1 and 2 events, corporate. All right, we can do corporate. We want to do something else. Yeah, that is what I am here for. So that is me putting myself out there, right? What do you guys want to share? I know that some of these young ladies have finished school, are about to graduate. I know some have been putting themselves out there to be on Sun City. I see the videos. Yes, right. Who else? Thank you so very much, Eden. So Alicia is currently in a competition to become the next radio personality of Sun City. Yeah, me just put us up. Big up Alicia. Big up you. Right? Who else have something great to talk about? We have created that great energy. So she dropped the link in there. Please remember to follow her. Please go and like. Please make sure you follow Woman Up. Come on, something else on the side. Anything else? Anybody else? Yeah, shameless plug. So we big up Thread Lightly by Tony. Yeah, man. Quality, timeless. Yeah, man. That is it. Every engagement matters. That is true. What we're dropping in here, we're dropping a YouTube link. Yes, Joel, YouTube. I changed my major to IMC to finally align with my career goals and path. Yes, ma'am. Listen, do the things that work for you, do the things that you're passionate about, because believe you me, when you step into the world and doing something that you don't want to do, it is going to be so hard to find just the outside energy to get up, to put on the clothes, to go and do it. So big up yourself. IMC, I'm an IMC girl. It's about, yeah. I do have, so a poetry podcast, yeah. Hey, we're not going with yourself now. Stepping into all right, we love that. Stepping into your speaker and hosting bag. Listen, we collect every bag of Gucci, Prada, Scandal, Crocos, all of the bag that we collect. People, I am just a high of energy and I'm just so happy at this moment. We have I have a book page. Yes, Tiana has a book page. Yeah, I cannot pronounce this, Tiana, but guys, please look in the comment section for it. Like, share, follow. Yeah, man, big up on yourself. Follow Boss Bells on YouTube. Yeah. Hey, we're not going with themselves, everybody just are going with themselves, planning on growing my Instagram. Yes. Every boss, yes. Yeah, man, pure greatness in here. I have a question while I'm going with my excitement. I have a giveaway. And please note that this session is sponsored by Salon Bouge. So, who can tell me the month and the year that Woman Up was started? So, Woman Up team, please look in at the comment. Who drop it first wins a nice little prize. Yeah, so the year and the month that Woman Up was started, established, the first time you ever see them here. But yeah, quick and fast. Boss bells, yes, of course, most definitely. The collaboration, yes. Anybody? Woman Up, when it started, we know who it was founded by, the great Aishiba. March, ooh, kind of hot. A joke as cold. No, wait, hold on. I'm seeing something. Hold on. Lord of mercy. Team, please be on the lookout. So we have March, no. February 2022, no. September 2022, no. Oh, wow. Tony Shea, where are you from? Tony Shea, the answer you look at. I'm not gonna lie to you. The answer you kind of look at. A 22 or 23? Tony Shea, you have the correct answer. Yes. Woman Up was first hitting the stage June 2022. All right. So please ensure that you will send a message to the Woman Up page on Instagram so that you can know where to collect your gift. And of course, if we don't measure our success, if we don't record what it is that we're doing, then what are we really doing? So the evaluation sheet is in the comments, both here on the live and on YouTube, correct? Yes. You just fill that out, send it, or you can keep it, fill it out, correct? Right, Aishiba? Just fill it out and just, do what it is that you have to do. I hope all of this made sense for everyone here. Please remember that we have 2 more sessions, one on the 16th and one on the 23rd. So we have another Saturday and another Saturday to see each other, right? I'm looking forward to seeing you, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing me. It has been a pleasure, and I must say thank you so very much to Michelle and Letman and Monique McIntosh, because they dropped all the bombs. They gave us them give it everything we need to do. So there is no reason for us to not be great. Correct? I would love to hear amen, but to be alone in the room. So big up yourself, everybody. Big up yourself. It was lovely having you all here. Walk good, do good, ensure that you are true to yourself, and I'll see you back next week. Wow, I wish all the persons could just come and say, oh my God, it was a nice little heart, cute. Oh, but guys, in truth and in fact, just put the little heart, thing right here in the comment, yes, so them can screenshot it. So the picture, oh my God, I'm doing this for everybody that's not physically here. All right, ladies and gents. Please check your emails at the end of this, and that is my time. Have a great afternoon. Bye.
Woman up. Woman up. Woman up. Woman up. I'm say W to the O to the MAN. The Woman Up show for empower women. A safe space to learn and to dream big. If you know your word and remind you is a big thing.